Hi, and welcome to the last video of the series. In this video, we'll summarize what we've covered since the very beginning of the series. First of all, no matter how simple or intricate, all computers do essentially the same thing. They process data. The data computers deal with is presented in the binary format, a sequence of ones and zeros. Even the data processing instructions that tell the computer what to do with this or that piece of data are also binary. In other words, computers only understand the language of numbers, ones and zeros. And while this doesn't make them as smart as some people might think, this makes them extremely fast. Because all the data computers deal with is binary, we need something to tell, say, text and numbers apart. For this purpose, there exist various data types. There are data processing operations that are only available for certain data types and unavailable for others. For example, we cannot do math with text-only numbers. In this video series, we have used the following data processing operations: operators, such as addition or subtraction, and functions such as printf or scanf. The printf function is used to output or display data, while the scanf function is used to obtain data from the user. To use a function, we need to include the library the function belongs to in our program. For example, the printf and scanf functions belong to the stdio library, which stands for standard input-output. We can store data using variables. To use a variable, we need to declare it. Variable declaration consists of the data type the variable is going to store and the name that will be used to access the data stored in the variable. In addition to single variables, we can store a collection of variables of the same type in an array. Another type of data processing is evaluation or comparison. We can have the computer compare two values and execute different sets of instructions depending on the result of comparison. In programming, this is called branching. Finally, we can have the computer repeat the same set of instructions multiple times by placing that set of instructions inside a loop. Even though it was a summary, it's still very long. The main takeaway is as follows. 1. Computers process binary data. And 2. Computers process data in the following way. They can input data, output data, store data, do calculations with data, compare data, repeat instructions multiple times. And this is it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye.